Welcome to Whispering Reapers, where the shadows whisper truths too dark to ignore. I'm your host, and tonight I've got something chilling for you. 4 creepy, true stories from people who thought they were safe home alone. These aren't your average bedtime tales. They're raw, twisted, and will make you question every sound in the dark. So dim the lights, grab your courage, and let's dive into 4 creepy, true home alone stories. Here we go. Story 1, The Thing in the Vents. I was 15 when it happened. My parents were out of town for the weekend, some marriage retreat thing, and I was stoked to have the house to myself. Our place was old, a 2-story relic in a quiet suburb, with creaky floors and a heating system that groaned like it was alive. That first night alone, I stayed up late playing video games, the glow of the TV lighting up the living room. It was around 1 a.m. when I heard it, a faint scratching like nails on metal coming from the air vent above the couch. I muted the game, my heart thudding. The sound stopped, then started again, sharper this time, like something was dragging itself through the ducts. I told myself it was just a rat, gross, but normal. I grabbed a flashlight and climbed onto the couch, shining it into the vent. The beam caught dust and cobwebs, but nothing else. Then the scratching turned into a thud, heavy and deliberate, like a fist pounding the metal. I jumped back, dropping the flashlight, and it rolled under the coffee table. That's when I smelled it, something sour, like rotting meat. It wasn't coming from the kitchen or the trash, it was wafting out of the vent, thick and choking. I gagged, covering my nose, and that's when I heard the voice. Low, raspy, barely human, it whispered, "I see you, Ben, my name, my freaking name." I froze, staring at the vent. There was no way, nobody knew I was alone except my parents, and they were hours away. I bolted upstairs to my room, locking the door and shoving my dresser against it. The house went quiet, but that smell followed me, seeping under the door. I called my friend Jake, whispering what happened, begging him to come over. He laughed it off, said I was high or something, but I wasn't. I don't touch that stuff. Then, as I pleaded, the line crackled, and that same raspy voice cut in. "No one's coming, Ben." The call dropped. I didn't sleep. Around 3 a.m., the scratching started again, louder, closer, right above my ceiling. The vent in my room was small, barely a foot wide, but something was in there, scraping and thumping. I grabbed my baseball bat, hands shaking, and stared at the grate. Then it stopped, silence. I thought maybe it was over, until I heard a wet, squelching sound like meat being torn apart. Something dripped from the vent onto my floor. It was dark, thick, and smelled like death. I gagged again, backing into the corner. The dripping got faster, and then the grate popped off, clattering onto my bed. I screamed, swinging the bat at nothing because whatever it was didn't come out, just kept dripping. The puddle spread, soaking my carpet, and I swear it moved, rippling like it was alive. I ran downstairs, grabbed my phone, and dialed 911, sobbing that something was in my house. The operator told me to stay calm, but mid-sentence the line went dead. When the cops finally showed up at dawn, they found nothing. No blood, no smell, no scratches in the vents. They said I'd imagined it, maybe a panic attack. But my carpet was still wet, and there were dents in the vent cover they couldn't explain. I stayed at Jake's after that, refusing to go back. A week later, my dad checked the ducts and found something. A clump of hair, human hair, tangled with bits of skin, stuck deep inside. He burned it, and never told Mom. I hear that voice in my dreams now, whispering my name, and sometimes I smell that rot when I'm alone. Story 2, The Mirror Downstairs. I was 17, and my folks had gone to a wedding 2 towns over. They'd be back by midnight, they said, so I didn't mind being home alone. It was only a few hours. Our house was newish, a split level with big windows and a basement I hated. The basement had this old mirror, full length, leaning against the wall. Mom got it from some estate sale, said it was vintage, but I always felt like it watched me. That night I ordered pizza, cranked up some music, and sprawled out on the couch, trying to enjoy my freedom. Around 9 p.m., the music cut out, just static blaring from the speakers. I fiddled with the stereo, but it wouldn't stop, so I unplugged it. That's when I heard footsteps, slow and heavy, coming from the basement. Thump, thump, thump. My stomach dropped. I lived alone with my parents. No pets, no siblings. I grabbed a kitchen knife and called out, "Who's there?" I crept to the basement door, knife trembling in my hand, and peeked down. The light was off, but the mirror caught the glow from upstairs, reflecting the empty stairs. Except, it wasn't empty. In the mirror, there was me, standing at the bottom, staring up. My face, my clothes, but I was right here at the top. The reflection smirked, a slow, sick grin I'd never make, and started climbing toward me, one deliberate step at a time. I slammed the door and locked it, heart pounding so hard I thought I'd puke. The footsteps stopped, but then came a knock, soft, rhythmic, like a kid tapping a tune. I backed away, clutching the knife, and yelled, "Get out!" The knocking turned into banging, loud enough to shake the frame. I ran to the living room, grabbed my phone, and texted my mom. "Something's in the house." No reply, she was probably dancing or something. The banging stopped, and I thought it was over. Then I heard it, a low, guttural laugh, echoing from downstairs. My skin crawled. I couldn't stay there, so I bolted for the front door, but it wouldn't budge. The lock was jammed, sticky with something red and wet. Blood. I wiped my hands on my shirt, panicking, and that's when the lights flickered. In the reflection of the TV screen I saw it again. Me, standing behind the couch, that same smirk, holding a knife dripping red. I spun around, nothing there, but the laugh came again, closer, like it was in the room. I sprinted upstairs, locked myself in my bathroom, and sat in the tub, knife ready. The house went silent, but every few minutes I'd hear that laugh, or a creak, or a whisper of my name, Priya. Hours dragged on until I heard the garage door. My parents were home. I ran out sobbing and told them everything. They checked the basement, nothing. The mirror was still there, spotless, but the front door lock was smeared with blood they couldn't explain. We moved out a month later. The new owners found scratches on the mirror's back, deep, like claw marks, and something written in red, "Priya sees." I don't look in mirrors anymore. I can't trust what's looking back. I was 14, and it was my first night alone since my sister moved out for college. My parents were at a late-night work thing, so I had our little apartment to myself. It was a cozy place, 3rd floor, with a balcony overlooking the street. I loved being alone. Until that night. I was in bed, scrolling on my phone, when I heard a creak from the floorboards. Old buildings make noise, right? I ignored it, but then it came again, closer, under my bed. I froze, listening. Another creak, then a soft scrape like something dragging across the wood. My bed was low, barely 6 inches off the ground, too tight for anything to fit, but the sound kept coming, slow and deliberate. I leaned over the edge, phone light shaking in my hand, and shone it underneath. Nothing, just dust and a stray sock. I laughed it off, nerves probably. Then I felt it, a cold, wet grip around my ankle. I screamed, yanking my leg up, and saw it. A hand, pale and bony, sticking out from under the bed. Its fingers were long, nails cracked and black, dripping something dark onto my sheets. I kicked at it, scrambling back, and it retreated, vanishing under the frame. My ankle burned where it touched me, red and raw like a chemical burn. I stumbled out of bed, heart racing, and grabbed my cricket bat from the closet. The apartment was silent now, but that smell hit me, rotting flesh, sharp and sour. I checked the front door, locked, windows shut. I was alone, or I was supposed to be. I called my mom, voice shaking, but it went to voicemail. "Mom, something's here, please come home." Back in my room, the sheets were wet, stained with that black goo. I swung the bat under the bed, nothing. Then the lights flickered and I heard it, a wet, gurgling laugh like someone choking on blood. It was coming from under there. I dropped to my knees, shining the light again, and saw it. 2 hands now clawing at the floor, pulling a body out. It was thin, twisted, with skin like wet paper and eyes, white, bulging, staring right at me. Its mouth opened, a gaping hole, and that laugh came again, loud and wet. I swung the bat, smashing its arm. It snapped like dry wood, oozing black, but it kept coming, dragging itself toward me. I ran, locking myself in the bathroom, and called 911. "There's something in my house! It's under my bed!" The operator sounded skeptical, but I was crying too hard to care. That laugh followed me, echoing through the door, and then silence. When the cops arrived, they found my room trashed. Sheets torn, black stains everywhere, and a broken bat. Under the bed, nothing. They said it was a prank, maybe a raccoon got in. But my ankle had blisters they couldn't explain, and the stains tested positive for human blood, not mine. We moved out the next week. My new place is fine, but sometimes when I'm alone I feel that cold grip again and I smell that rot. It's still looking for me. I was 16, and my parents had left me alone for the night to visit my aunt in the hospital. It was a Friday, and I was thrilled. No curfew, no rules. Our house was a small bungalow on the edge of town, surrounded by woods that got pitch black after sunset. I locked the doors, turned on every light, and settled in with a horror movie marathon. Ironic, right? By 11 p.m. I was halfway through, popcorn scattered across the couch, when I heard it, a sharp knock on the front door. I paused the movie, pulse racing. Nobody visited this late, especially not out here. I peeked through the blinds, nothing but darkness and the faint outline of trees. Another knock, louder, rattling the frame. "Who's there?" I yelled, voice cracking, no answer. I grabbed my dad's old golf club from the hall closet and crept to the door, peering through the peephole. Empty porch, just the wind swaying the porch light. I figured it was a prank. Stupid neighborhood kids or something. I unlocked the door, club ready, and stepped outside. The air was cold, heavy with pine, but no one was there. Then I saw it, footprints in the dirt leading up to the porch. Bare feet, big, with deep claw-like gouges where toes should have been. They stopped right at the door. My stomach twisted. I slammed it shut, locked it, and backed away, clutching the club. Back inside, the TV flickered, static cutting through the movie. Then another knock, this time from the back door. I spun around, heart hammering. The back door was glass, and I could see straight into the yard. Nothing but shadows. Knock, 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 slow, deliberate, like it was taunting me. I ran to the kitchen, flipping on the porch light, and froze. There, pressed against the glass, was a face, gray, eyeless, with a wide, lipless mouth stretched into a grin. Its skin looked wet, peeling, and its hands, those clawed hands, scraped the door, leaving bloody streaks. I screamed, dropping the club, and it banged its head against the glass, cracking it. Blood oozed from its skull, smearing down the pane, but it kept grinning. I grabbed my phone to call 911, but the screen went black, dead, even though it had been fully charged. The knocking spread, front door, back door, windows, all at once, a deafening chorus. I hid in the pantry, door cracked, watching as the lights dimmed and that thing pressed its face to every window, searching. Then it stopped, silence. I thought it was gone until I heard the floorboards creak inside. It was in the house. I held my breath, tears streaming as something heavy dragged across the living room. A wet, choking whisper hissed my name, Kieran, over and over, getting closer. I peeked out and saw it, tall, hunched, its claws dripping red, sniffing the air like it could smell my fear. I don't know how I survived. The sun came up and it was gone. The doors were still locked, but the glass was shattered, blood crusted on the shards. The cops found those footprints circling the house, but no body, no explanation. My parents think I lost it, but I found claw marks under the couch later, deep and fresh. Every night since, I hear that knock when I'm alone, faint but growing louder. It's waiting. And there you have it, Reapers. 4 creepy, true Home Alone stories to claw at your nightmares. The thing in the vents, the mirror downstairs, the hand under the bed, and the knock at midnight. Which one's got you checking the locks? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear your screams. If these terrors hit you hard, smash that like button, subscribe to Whispering Reapers, and ring the bell for more shadows to stalk your dreams. Until next time, sleep tight, or don't.